From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Monday, January 9th. The new work week starts off with some sunshine. We're going to be dry with partly cloudy skies. Temperatures will get into the lower 40s, so we're going to be above average for this time of year. Indianapolis police are searching for a missing mother and her 3 children. IMPD says Susie Gomez Hernandez was last seen on the Far East Side Saturday. Police say she was with her 3 children, 4-year-old April Jones, 2-year-old King Jones, and 1-year-old Miles Jones. All 4 of their photos are on our website, wishtv.com right now. If you have a moment, please go and look and familiarize yourself with their faces. IMPD asks you to call 911 immediately if you spot them. Indianapolis police say a man is dead and a woman is hurt after a shooting last night at a Marathon gas station on the south side. A relative of the wounded woman tells us that it started as a carjacking. It all unfolded late last night at the intersection of West Thompson Road and South Harding Street. IMPD says officers found a woman who was shot in the arm and the man shot dead at the scene. At this point, investigators haven't said what led to the shooting. They did take one man into custody, but are calling him a person of interest and not a suspect right now. One man who said he was the woman's father spoke to News 8. He says someone tried to rob and carjack his daughter, and a bystander shot and killed the suspect. Police haven't released names or ages of the victims or person of interest at this time. They are asking for help from the public. Anyone with information is asked to contact IMPD. A local teenager has died from the injuries suffered when his car hit a building. Michael Gent was 16 and a student at Carmel High School. The crash happened before school Friday at Main and Old Meridian. Investigators say Gent was heading east on Main, lost control, and crashed. We did cover it as breaking news on Daybreak as it shut down Main Street for much of the morning. Authorities say Gent passed away Sunday morning. And today is the start of a trial for the man accused of raping a child in Ohio, a case that became news in Indiana when a doctor here provided an abortion for the victim. It has fueled debate over abortion bans and exceptions and sparked a legal battle. Gerson Fuentes faces 2 counts of felony rape of a minor under the age of 13. Police say the girl was 9 years old when she was raped and 10 when she had the abortion here in Indiana. Fuentes has pleaded not guilty to the charges, but a detective testified in July that Fuentes confessed through an interpreter to raping the girl at least twice. The defense team has questioned the validity of that confession and the DNA results tying him to the crime. The probable cause affidavit shows the girl identified Fuentes 6 days before his arrest as the man who raped her. Fuentes' lawyers say they want to view body camera footage of his arrest to ensure police followed protocol. The case gained national attention after the reversal of Roe v. Wade. Ohio imposed a law banning most abortions after 6 weeks, the same day of the Supreme Court decision. Indianapolis Dr. Caitlin Bernard revealed that she performed the abortion when the girl was 6 weeks and 3 days into the pregnancy. Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita has claimed Dr. Bernard failed to follow child abuse reporting rules in the case. Bernard's attorney said that she did follow the protocol. She has since sued Rokita, but dropped the case in December. A state medical licensing board hearing is scheduled for February 23rd to consider her license. Today in Ohio, though, the focus will be on Fuentes as this high-profile trial starts this morning at 9. Also today, the General Assembly returns to the State House to decide how they'll spend your tax dollars for the next 2 years. News 8's government reporter Garrett Berquist looks at the budget battle and other issues lawmakers want to tackle.
Lawmakers have been taking testimony on the budget for months, and the governor has already unveiled his priorities, so they're not going to need a whole lot of time past Monday to get back to work.
Legislators have plenty of ideas of their own. They've already filed bills ranging from legalizing marijuana to requiring cursive writing instruction in school. Democrats say they'll especially focus on education funding.
Let's have a pre-K program, a universal pre-K program. We know that when kids get into pre-K and start learning early, that they become better students. They go on to graduate high school and on to college.
School funding will take center stage this session. Governor Eric Holcomb wants lawmakers to send more than $1 billion additional to the K-12 fund. The question is how much of that the legislature goes along with. Senate Republicans already are urging financial caution, especially since analysts think we might get a mild recession this year.
It looks like we're going to get potentially, assuming this forecast is correct, maybe $600 million or so each year of new dollars, which to you and I sounds like a whole lot of money, but in the state's budget that's coming up towards $40 billion, that's not a lot of new money. And so we have to be very cognizant of what we have new to spend and be really responsible with those dollars.
For their part, Republicans say to expect major changes to the state's high school curriculum requirements to better align with employers' needs. They also say they'll investigate whether to eliminate the state income tax, though legislation to actually do so is unlikely this session.
Both chambers are scheduled to gavel in around 1:30 Monday afternoon. We also expect party leaders in both chambers will unveil their official priority list throughout the day. At the State House, Garrett Bergquist, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
In Congress, the House starts its work after a bruising battle over House Speaker. Lawmakers will consider a rules package that the chamber will use during the session. It's typically a routine task, but the rules are prompting pushback this time. In order to get enough votes to become Speaker, Kevin McCarthy made several concessions, including making it much easier to remove a Speaker. Some Republicans are signaling they won't vote to approve the rules package. President Biden is in Mexico City. He's set to take part in a 2-day summit of North American leaders this week. Biden visited the border for the first time since taking office yesterday. The visit comes as the GOP blames Biden for record numbers of migrants crossing into the country. Republican Governor Greg Abbott gave Biden a letter saying he failed to enforce federal law. In Colts Watch, the season ends the way much of it played out, with moments of promise snuffed out by a failure to finish. Sam Ehlinger started at quarterback, aiming to end the team's 6-game losing streak. Down 10 in the third, safety Rodney McLeod grabbed an interception and returned it for a touchdown to draw the game close. In the fourth, Ehlinger connected with tight end Mo Alley Cox to give Indianapolis the lead. The Texans managed a minor miracle, though, facing a 4th and 20 with less than a minute to go. They got a touchdown and a 2-point conversion and a 32-31 win. The Colts now go into April's draft with the 4th overall pick, the team's first top 5 pick since Andrew Luck in 2012. And a business headline, Southwest says its meltdown could cost up to $825 million. The airline hasn't said how soon it will upgrade the systems that contributed to mass flight cancellations or how much that will cost. Southwest canceled about as many flights in the last 10 days of 2022 as it did in the 10 months prior, according to FlightAware. Starting in January, AT&T customers with digital landlines will not be able to dial 411 or 0 to reach an operator or get directory assistance. AT&T in 2021 ended operator services for wireless callers, although customers with home phone landlines can still access operators and directory help. Verizon, T-Mobile, and other major carriers still offer these services for a fee. Amazon says it is still fully committed to Alexa, even though it's cut jobs in that area. Dave Limp, Amazon's hardware chief, said the company remains committed to its Alexa voice assistant and other projects. Amazon executives told CNBC there are still 1,000 people or so working on the voice products. In the 12 weeks before Christmas, beer prices rose an average of 7% higher than the year earlier period. It's according to an analysis of Nielsen data by the Bump Williams Consulting Company. That caused demand for beer to fall late last year. Beer companies say customers are more price sensitive and they'll do muted price increases from now on. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Online at wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.